And there was a big hot topic that I got involved in a discussion, and the guy saying, well, you know, you can't share this, you can't share that. Well, okay, we've got a training course coming up. Oh no, you can't advertise that. Well, it's a business group. We all are in business to make money. You know, why can't we share that? Well, hang on a minute. So we're doing a talk, and that's free. Oh, that's okay. Okay, the end result is probably the same thing. So you've got to be a bit careful, and people do get a bit upset, especially moderators in those. But the ones that are moderated, you get a lot less of that spam and pitching.
I mean, lurking is a very interesting kind of observation, because what I'm actually doing is taking what I call a high view.
Yes.
So
there's nothing wrong with it. It's not a criticism.
But if you've got a number of groups that all have relevance in what you do, some of them are infighting so much, but you don't reject it because you want to see what's actually going on.
Yes.
Whereas others are working in a more cooperative way to try and find solutions.
Yeah.
And my former industry is the worst group of all, I'm sorry to say, because it is just full of people scrabbling up. It is a relentless surge of rubbish being talked to try and elevate people who know absolutely nothing about stripping it down, putting it back together again, and leaving nothing in the bucket. You know.
Sure. And that's unfortunately the misunderstanding I was saying earlier about what social media is about. You know, it's not. Don't think of it as advertising in the traditional sense of the word. You know, you're not putting an ad there saying we've got a training course, we've got a training course, we've got a training course, or buy this product, buy this product, buy this product. That's not what it's about. That's part of it, but that's not really what you should spend your time doing. And I'll come on to that towards the end anyway. Anybody else doing anything with LinkedIn groups or posting regularly? Any good, bad experiences?
I keep getting sort of people contacting me saying that they want to be part of my group.
Yes.
And yet the content that they're sort of advertising or being part of is
it's not relevant to you at all. Yeah, I mean there's a lot of people you'll find that make connection requests and it's just to build their numbers up.
Yeah.
You might see people have Lion after their name, Lion, LinkedIn Open Networker.
Okay.
What that is somebody who will openly connect with anyone.
Yeah.
It's a valid strategy. It's not one personally that I follow. I did a whole discussion on Google Plus actually in the LinkedIn group on Google Plus, which is quite perverse, but essentially saying to people, you know, what's your policy and why do you do it, and what's your takeaways from it.
Yeah.
And a couple of people saying that, you know, I adopt the Lion policy where anybody sends me a connection request, I'll connect with them. I'm the opposite end of the spectrum, where the people I connect with is, you know, I've met all of you, so I'm perfectly happy if someone said, well, you know, who's Tim? And I met Tim this, really good at that, no problem. I'm happy to put you in contact, that's fine. What I'd be embarrassed is someone say, what's Tim like? Who's Tim? Oh, you got connected? Oh, I don't know. But what, you know, there's kind of an implied endorsement that you're connected to people.
Yeah.
So I only connect with people that I've physically met, that I'm happy that they know what they're talking about.
I mean, the names come through, and it's probably as much as maybe 4 or 5 a week of names that I just don't even recognise.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to link myself with them. As you say, all you're going to do is you create a huge list of people actually that you don't know, and the people you do want to get messages out to, that just keep it small.
Yeah.
Mark, can I just interrupt? How does people get hold of Ed's LinkedIn?
Number of different ways. I mean, you can search for people that are in particular industries and then just say, I want to connect. Okay. So you can do that and make a connection request.
Because I'm like Ed, I get 5, 6, 7 a week now.
Yeah.
Well, up to coming back in the last few weeks, I'm a dinosaur in all this. Is fascinating for me. But for my business, it's only been word of mouth. So
yes.
that's 12 years in Paris.
Yep.
Suddenly I've got to come up with this, and you're convincing me quicker. Like Ed, I seem to get LinkedIn every week.
Yeah.
Thinking, how's this guy got mine?
I think you have to moderate them and think, do I value this connection? As I say, Normally it's somebody that I've either met, someone I've worked with, someone whose experience I respect.
So they just go and Google Mark Bubham.
And then you'll just get people connecting. I do get, again, it's quite a personal thing as to what your policy will be. I would get, some people I will chat to on Twitter, and I might have 2 or 3 tweets back and forth, and then the next morning I'll get into work, into the office, and there'll be a LinkedIn request. Those I wouldn't accept. I wouldn't decline them. I'd just leave them there, But then there are other people where maybe I've spoken to them on Twitter for 5-6 months on and off, and then there's a connection request. You go, well, actually, I know you quite well now. We've had lots of conversation. We may never have met physically. We may never have spoken on the phone. We may not have even emailed each other. But there's a strong enough relationship that I know that they know what they're talking about, and then those I would accept. But it's quite a personal thing. I think you get to kind of know what you're comfortable with and what you want. But the open networking thing, personally, I don't do.
Just to say, I don't mind people I know who have no relevance to my business piggybacking my network if I know them to be reasonable people. I've got no problem inviting strangers in if they represent something I can recognise. So in this week alone I've had a Chinese fair trade representative I've seen who he's linked to a bunch of people I know down there, and what he's doing is promoting stellar businesses outside of China into China, and I found that quite interesting. And then there's an international marketing group of commerce or something, and there's a guy who's been trying to get in for ages, and I thought, yeah, okay, because the idea would be that at some point someone will sift through all that lot and say, these people fall into that group, these people fall into that group, those people don't, what do you want to do with them? And then have a bit of a sift out at some point. But you've got a lot of material to work with, I think, in there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to wrap on. To summarise LinkedIn, the posting updates regularly, so sharing an article you might have read, or sharing a thought, or inspirational quotes people share quite a lot. But actually that frequency of seeing your name every day, if I go on LinkedIn every day and I see a post from you more often than not, that's more about the frequency again, but quality as well as quantity, if you're going to do that. I'll come on to how you can achieve that without spending 3 hours a day on LinkedIn. It's relatively easy to do. But yeah, frequency is important. The second thing to say about LinkedIn is that many people don't know this. There is an advertising opportunity. So we were just talking about you've written a blog post and explaining to people, this opportunity you were just explaining a moment ago, Tim, for example. If you had written a blog post about that and you'd shared that on LinkedIn, you can then sponsor that that blog post, the post on LinkedIn. Now, the interesting thing and the unique thing with LinkedIn is you can target the audience that would see that in their stream. And you can target that geographically, you can target it by job function, you can target it by level of seniority, you can target it by vertical market, and you can even do male-female, although I've not quite thought of a reason why you would want to do that on LinkedIn. I'm sure there is one.
Counsellor
I'm sure
that would want to know.
Yeah, I'm sure there is
one male of a certain persuasion and one female.
But the point is there that again, it's not really advertising in the traditional sense. It works on a pay-per-click basis. So you need a minimum budget of $10 a day that you're happy to spend. But you could target, I don't know, let's say you wanted to target HR people, managers, directors of companies with more than 100 staff within a 50-mile radius, and expose the kind of golf day opportunity. You could do that, and they would see that in their stream, and they would see your brand, they would see the opportunity. That costs you nothing. Your ads could show 20, 30,000 times a month. There's your brand, there's your brand, there's your brand. It costs you nothing. When they click to come through to the website, that's when it costs you the money. So it's quite an odd balance, because most people understand, well, I'm paying for clicks and the value is clicks. Actually, the value is brand and brand exposure, but you don't directly pay for that, if that makes sense. So it's quite an odd one to kind of get your head around if you're not used to it. But that's, as I say, that's pretty unique. in terms of the targeting. You can't really do that anywhere else across any digital space, really. The targeting is very unique and very much B2B, so not really B2C, except possibly some of the financial services stuff. Obviously, if you've got particularly unique offerings and you want to target senior directors, MDs, people within certain sizes of companies with the right wealth to be of the right sort of target, then you might do some direct-to-consumer there, but primarily. So let's move on to the big one, Facebook. Anybody using Facebook for business? Using Facebook for business? What are your experiences of Facebook?
It's only relatively, I started it probably about 4 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So I'm quite new to it. And the experiences so far are minimal, I have to say. I'm probably, well, I may be not using it as correctly as I should do, but my friend's only just come back from Venice today, so I'm waiting for him. I've been texting him saying, when you're back, because I need to have a sort of like a sit down with him and go through it.
Sure.
So I'm gonna, so yes, we are doing it.
Yeah.
It's new to me, but my knowledge is very, very limited.
Okay. So many of you will have a Facebook profile, an individual profile. You've then got a business page, Facebook page for your business. So the idea there is obviously you make friends with people and personal connections, but actually people follow your page, or they become a fan, so it's a like on your page. What that does is effectively says, well, I like this brand and I want to see their updates in my newsfeed. Now the contentious issue with Facebook at the moment is they have an algorithm called EdgeRank, and EdgeRank decides what each user sees in their feed. Okay, so the problem that Facebook has is I think the average number of friends and pages that people follow is about 300, and the average number of posts per day is 5. So that's about 1,500. Lots basically. No one can possibly read all of those. Not unless that's all you do all day is just read Facebook, which hopefully there aren't too many people doing that.